you know that this one? It says Captain Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso stopped the export of unrefined gold to Europe, aiming to retain more value within the country. That's one of the factors why the West is trying to eliminate him. I just want to go through some of these slides. It says Ibrahim Traore wipes out all school fees in Burkina Faso. Education is now 100% free from primary to university. We don't even have that here. Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger to introduce new currency. You know, and they also have a passport where they can move freely between those countries.
Yeah, I
It's really,
forget it's
really
Burkina
cool.
Faso and Mali, and I forgot the third one.
It's Niger,
Ah, Niger.
Niger.
Oh, go back to the
Uh,
first one though. Go back to the first one though, because I
what are you talking about?
the one before that.
Talking about the slide?
Yeah, yeah, that one right there.
Oh, okay.
So what does it say?
Uh,
Hold on. Let me big it
Burkina
up here.
Faso stopped the export of unrefined gold to Europe, aiming to retain more value within the country. So yeah, it's one of the first things that early things he started doing, and he created manufacturing for it, so they can process the stuff themselves. He made gold bars, and he's been using that money to do the other stuff that has been happening later. You
So
know,
this is an excellent opportunity to bring it back to point, man. So to tie in with that strength, like a bully is not gonna push around. They're gonna push around the easy to push around. And man, Tuareg is trying to get. He's trying to get a listen. Like a lot of times they get up the oil rigs so they can sell the crude, right? Traore is building refineries.
yeah,
Like he's going to sell oil, like the gold stuff, right? He's building and this is honestly like this is my main test for Brahim Traore. If he if he says he's gonna get this rail network going in 18 months, I give him 3 years. If he has if he has a national rail system going by 2028. First of all, I think he's gonna be okay. Second of all, I might fuck around and move to fucking Burkina Faso.
yeah. He's just got to stay alive to be able to pull it off, man. And yeah, man, they making their own soap now. There's like it's real deal Holyfield. Let me read this right here. It says free childbirth for all mothers in Burkina Faso. Today I declare a new era of hope and compassion in our nation. Childbirth is a miracle, and no woman should face financial burdens while bringing life into the world. Ibrahim Traore. Another thing we don't have here. Let me read this slide here. It says we know how to mine our we know how to mine our gold, and I don't understand why we are going to let multinationals come and mine it. In fact, we are going to withdraw mining permits. Yep, kick them out. Says Captain Ibrahim Traore shakes Africa again, unveiling 55 new modern hospitals. Yes, I remember it was a story about another country was talking about building mosques in Burkina Faso, and Ibrahim Traore was like, "Yeah, the mosques are cool or whatever, but you know, we need hospitals, we need schools, you know, we need
Yeah, he
better
did that.
roads,
He did
you know."
that.
So, you know, once we get those things, then maybe we could talk about getting some mosques. And it's crazy because it's like that with when you know, foreign nations want to help you or whatever, they give you stuff that's not really useful. It's like Haiti comes to mind. They built like this big, huge monument in Haiti, like really beautiful monument or whatever. And it's like, how the hell is that going to help the people? Like they starving, like they need food, they need industry, they need jobs. Like you're going to build a
All right.
beautiful, beautiful monument.
Now, I
Like,
don't mean to. I don't mean to derail the conversation too much, but bro, I know we've been alive a little bit. Like we're not exactly youngsters, but it ain't exact. Like it ain't exactly a long time when you think about it that we've been alive. And how many times has that country been rocked by an
yeah,
earthquake? I mean, maybe they should just leave. I mean, like
Nah,
Haiti is hard to talk about. Haiti is real hard to talk about because it's like it's
yeah,
if I real talk, real talk. If I was in Haiti as a child and I had a family there as a young adult, I got a couple kids. I done seen two earthquakes already, bro. I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
yeah. These people, they don't have the means to leave, and I don't want to get derailed with Haiti because that's a whole thing that I'm super passionate about and would like to educate people about. But I've done a lot of shows on them already, and it really is the same story. It's the story related to extraction. You know, Haiti is cursed because they had the gall to be the first successful slave revolt, you know, in the Western Hemisphere, and that's what they've been paying for time and time again. Like this has been natural occurrences, natural disasters, but natural disasters happen all over the earth, and the countries recover. Haiti has, there's some more factors on top of the natural disasters that keep them in the position that they're in. Like Cuba. But anyways, let's move on. Let me read this slide right here. It says the Burkina Faso leader has told the Western world, especially France, that they wouldn't be given the chance to temper. I guess they meant to say tamper with gold reserves in the country again. He also built a gold refinery to process its gold rather than taking it to the West. I'm just going to read these slides. Burkina Faso bans colonial wigs in courts to embrace cultural identity. Yeah, man, why you want to keep on identifying with your the people who colonized you? He changed the official language too, from French to don't give me the line about the official language. Let me
Hold
read
on,
some
I
more. it
got you.
says
I'll find it.
it says we will mine our gold ourselves, not for France but for people. Are these going to be repetitive? Free childbirth, we got the Burkina Faso makes history with its first electric car fully developed by local manufacturer Itawa, marking a major technological breakthrough. That's what you mentioned earlier. That's crazy.
Yeah, man, he did that.
Let me read the caption. It says in this 2019 viral clip, Giorgia Meloni, the Prime Minister of Italy, holds up a CFA franc banknote, describing it as colonial currency that France printed for 14 African countries, including Burkina Faso, and used it to exploit the resources of these nations until now. Since assuming power in September 2022, Captain Ibrahim Traore has implemented a series of significant reforms and initiatives in Burkina Faso, including clear Burkina Faso of external debt of 4.7 billion, currency initiative, initiated plans for a new regional currency to replace the CFA franc, promoting economic independence, inaugurated a state-of-the-art gold mine to enhance local processing capabilities, free education, declared education free for all citizens, covering levels from primary to university, emergency medical services, launched the Emergency Medical Assistance Service to provide free emergency health care nationwide, established two tomato processing plants, the first in the country, built the nation's second cotton processing plant, and opened the first national support center for artisanal cotton processing. Dairy industry opened Burkina Faso's first dairy factory, produced a range of dairy products. Automotive industry inaugurated the country's first electric car brand and assembly plant, reduced salaries of ministries and parliamentarians by 30%, increased salaries of civil servants by 50%, paid off local debts by stabilizing the economy, banned the wearing of British legal wigs and gowns in local courts, replacing them with traditional Burkinabe attire to promote cultural identity, formed the Alliance of Sahel States, the AES, with Mali and Niger, aiming to strengthen regional cooperation and reduce Western influence, created 25 rapid intervention battalions to enhance mobility and effectiveness against insurgents, expelled French troops and diplomats, introduced new farming program for prisoners. Yeah, so the prisoners they grow the food.
Hey, but you know what? On top of that, though,
That's a
he's also invested in the mechanization of it. So not only is he putting prisoners in the field, he making their work easier. Like, no, I mean, I can't lie, man. I mean, he seems to be the real deal, especially since from what I saw through my research, man, he first of all he been doing it like he's 34 now. And he was a private in that army at 20 years old. Like he's from he's their Eisenhower. He is their
It's
like
crazy.
he's their George Washington, man.
This
He
first
really
one was
is. He's set up to be that for real. Like if as long as he don't crumble or turn out to be a fraud, this is going to be it's going to be a sincerely Mandela-esque story. The
yeah,
only
it's
thing
it's
he didn't
inspiring. It's inspiring the other nations, and that's the reason why he's so dangerous to the West, because other nations in Africa are following his lead, and it's bringing them together, and it's inspiring them to kick out the colonials and handle their own business and stuff like that, and that's the real threat that he represents. Like this first one, it says clear Burkina Faso's external debt of 4.7 billion. And see, people, hopefully they can understand, like the IMF and the World Bank is another way that they control these countries. They put them in debt, and then they tell them to put in austerity measures. You got to pay us back this debt. So whatever money you make, we telling you how you can spend it. And that means, you can't spend it on schools and roads and you know education, healthcare, stuff that helps your people. You got to spend that money in ways that's going to benefit you paying down this debt and basically benefit us. And that is the main way to control these people from afar, what people don't really understand. And it's about private industry. So that's another part that I think people don't really understand. Private corporations coming in there and extracting the resources, and then they call it capitalism or whatever, but it's really just colonialism, neo-colonialism, you
for
know.
sure. For sure. You say you don't get you started on Haiti. Don't get me started on the capital, the corporation. Like I think the simple fact that you can give a company the same rights as a human being, like that's flat out evil. And I'll tell you what, let's just mark that as something that Glenn said, and we'll die on that hill.
Yeah,
If you make corporation illegal, a lot of